Cider and Biscuits.
So, due to the current lack of mead and/or cheese, this is now Cider and Biscuits.
Welcome to the filler show.
Me, DJ Cider, and Hugo, DJ Biscuit.
Fantastic, welcome.
Yeah, we are starting. If anyone's interested, I'm starting a betting pool for when mead and cheese actually get here each week. So I am the house, and I will keep all bets unless you win. In which case, you can have yours back, and maybe something more. But that depends on how big a bet you made and how much you get from the bet.
Maybe we should start a separate, a side bet on what's the reason for being late as well.
What's the reason's always the same reasons. They were eating, drinking mead, and forgetting that they had a show
on the topic of mead.
Yeah.
What to do?
I have very little to talk about.
I have very little to talk about right now.
I don't really know. I've done the radio today. My feet are very tired today, so I'm a very tired person.
I haven't really done a lot today. That's my problem. So
we just sort of sat here with Joy Division playing underneath.
That's a good vibe.
While we talk.
We can just,
I almost bought a saxophone.
Almost bought a saxophone?
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring the saxophone?
No, as in paid for.
Oh.
And bought it. I wasn't going to bring it in. Yeah, I can. I'm a big music boy.
Well,
but I was on. I play saxophone, bass, guitar. I can do keys. Just.
How much is a saxophone, on average?
What, for a good one?
Yeah.
Not a lot of money.
I would have thought it'd be a lot. Yeah, they're
like £1,000.
They're quite complex, aren't they?
Yeah, but no, I saw that there was one on eBay for like 150 quid, and I was just like, ooh.
Could have been a steal.
Ooh.
I can hear laughter down the hallway.
Yeah, you can hear laughter. Do you think I'm going to get just like thrown out when they turn up and I'm just sat here in his chair?
I mean, you are in the producer's chair right now.
Yeah, well, I'm in the presenter's chair.
Presenter's chair, even.
Yeah. And I've also already put out the tweet, so don't know what he's doing.
Your light's not on your mic.
No, it doesn't work.
No, doesn't sound like I'm talking to myself.
No. Just straight up just doesn't work anymore. Something like the fuse blew or something.
Fantastic.
Thing is, we can hear laughter, but I'm not sure if it's the people who are playing loud music outside because we have the door open. Because it's very hot in this room today. Or if it's them, but I doubt it is. Ooh, it's the music stop.
The lights just flick back on, and here we go.
Oh, look, we actually have a mead cheese. And for anyone who had a bet on, 10 minutes.
11. It's 11 past 7. 7:11.
Yeah, like 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Should we go with that?
We'll
get really accurate.
It's actually 7, and I'm in charge of time on mead and cheese.
As the health and safety czar.
Can't argue with that.
That's not true. Anyway, we'll leave it to Jet now by Paul McCartney and the Wind, since half of them are here. Where's the other one? It's in the toilet. That's usually the answer.
Mead and Cheese is never late into the studio.
Never, ever, ever. It is 26 minutes past 7. And welcome to Mead and Cheese.
So this is the final battle of the Great Cheese War.
It is indeed.
Who are our competitors?
So today we have Cheddar, which is already in the lead on the Twitter poll on Demon FM, and Red Leicester going ahead for the championship.
Nice.
To conclude this nation's favourite cheese, you can vote on Twitter. Who are we supporting around the table?
So let's introduce everyone in the studio.
Cheddar.
We have our mead expert.
Well, I suppose mead expert, more brewery expert, let's say. I'm Connor Delia.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We have the King of France.
Hey, it's Hugo. I don't know how to introduce myself, I'll be honest.
Hugo is the vice chair of Demon Media as well.
Yeah.
That isn't a role.
It is a role.
It is a role.
Tom's the chairperson.
Yeah.
I'm the vice chairperson. Hugo is the vice chairperson.
And Connor is now the vice chairperson.
I'll take that.
And we also have Ed.
Hi.
So who's everyone backing?
Cheddar.
Red Leicester.
It's got to be Red Leicester.
Say it. It's just got a bit more something to it.
Yeah.
See, last night some people told me that Red Leicester was better,
It is.
And I can't say what I was about to call them because I was going to call them basic.
Isn't cheddar the basic cheese, though?
Yeah.
Cheddar is the
No,
basic
it is.
cheese, but somehow Red Leicester is just blander.
Yeah.
That's not true, though, is it?
It is.
Red Leicester, like Connor said, it has something to it. I don't know how to describe what it has to it, but it has something to it that just makes it unique.
No, it's just leftover Stilton that they didn't want to actually make into Stilton.
Well, I don't believe you.
and you want some facts?
Go on.
Cheddar is 51% of the UK cheese market.
That's obvious because the majority of British people are quite vanilla, let's say.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also cheddar. It goes with everything.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Very fair point.
Name a thing you can't have cheddar with.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think cheese and chocolate is weird.
Yeah. But I know people do it. They do it.
Yeah, they do because
Yeah.
they're weird.
And they
I've
do
heard
it with
that.
cheddar.
Roast platypus feces.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well,
what?
no,
Where
that's
did that even come from?
I'm just saying, if you were going to have platypus drop-ins,
Are
you would
trying-
rather have them with Red Leicester than cheddar.
No, I don't want them.
I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You can put as much Red Leicester on it as you possibly can. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to get near it.
No, that's just asking, do you want to be punched in the left side of your face or the right side of
You
your
can't
face?
polish a turd.
Yeah.
Except you can with Red Leicester, as we've established.
I was calling Red Leicester the turd.
Controversial.
This is heated. How can people get involved with the Great Cheese War, Tom?
They can go onto our Instagram poll at Mead and Cheese on Instagram. You just type that in and we'll come up. We'll be there. We're waiting for you.
We're
Ready.
the top search, I think.
Yeah. Or you can go on Twitter on Demon FM to vote on the poll, or you can also follow us on Mead and Cheese Twitter account.
Of course.
Yeah.
Connor, you have brought something very special for us in the studio.
Yes, yeah. So I've brought
Not in the studio.
traditional.
Just outside the studio.
Yeah. No, we've tasted it before. We definitely
Yeah.
haven't had it now. So it's my own homebrew, just a traditional mead. Nothing special per se, and it could definitely be better. But I'd say it's a pretty good attempt. So
Yeah, and we will be trying this homebrew mead. We will be adding it to our mead leaderboard.
Yes, we will. And because me and Corey, we have tried a lot of meads at this point. Lord Corey has a great taste for it. I've very much experienced it. So we're going to really give you an honest opinion of this mead. Connor, does it have a name?
no, not really. No, I mean, me and my girlfriend thought of like a little bit of a pipeline dream of selling our mead as like Fjord Mead, something like that. But it's nothing set in stone. So
Can I just? I like the word dream, but see, I think like that's totally a reality because since we've started this show, Leicester has become the most searched place in the UK for mead. You know, this is the most. This Mead and Cheese was the most popular show on Demon FM, and sales. There are more shops selling mead since we've started this show.
I've
Yeah?
got some bad news
Yeah.
for you.
Go on.
Leicester isn't the most searched place for mead at the moment.
It's London now, isn't it?
It's the 7th. The place that searches most. It's Hilperton.
We've gone global. We've
don't know
not just made a change in our own home city. We've made a change around the whole of the United Kingdom. So, kind of what I'm saying is, mead is a beautiful thing, and like many things, they start small, but they can grow into something as big as our radio
Can I
show.
propose that we have a group trip to Wiltshire to go to the village of Hilperton,
Yes.
Why not?
which searches for the most mead online.
Could I
according
request
to Google Trends?
a moment of silence so that we could hear this amazing sound?
it's a good sound. It's a good
It's
sound.
actually really good.
So yeah, that is not the sound of Connor's mead,
No.
because we do not drink mead in the studio. Isn't that right, Tom?
That is 100% true.
Yeah, so I mean, with the pipe dream, as we said, it's not something like I say set in stone. There's no
Yeah.
name for it, but it could definitely be something that happens. I mean, maybe I wouldn't say commercially, but maybe like a small business doing something similar. Yeah.
That's the thing, though. It's like if you enjoy doing it, if you enjoy making mead, then You know, why not? Why not? You know, Mead's becoming more popular. You know, I don't know if you agree with this, but I think Mead was a forgotten drink. Like medieval people lived on that stuff. They loved it, but then it sort of got forgotten. And on this show, we really want to bring back awareness to it alongside some nice cheese. So maybe you should even, you know, look into like selling cheese alongside your mead.
Yeah, no, that could be a possibility. I mean, it's the same with wines, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, your regular grape wine. You can pair that with you know, like a multitude of different things.
Yeah.
So, it'd be I suppose it'd be a bit of trial and error trying to find what mead really paired with. I mean, cheese is a very good pairing. It's just, again, what type of cheese, because I think that could vary, you know, with with each different type of mead.
Yeah.
Your different flavourings could pair with a different cheese, so.
Yeah, like I was saying, like it's sort of like there's not a lot of mead well, compared to wine. There's not a lot of people making mead.
No, that's very, very true.
And there's health benefits of mead. But I also think it's nicer. It's more interesting than wine. It's like the only thing we found about mead is why we've been testing it. We don't find it mix well with a lot of things, like the flavoured mead, like the honey mead is the only mead we sort of is like lime-based honey mead is always hold its place at the top of our mead chart, whereas like the cherry mead, what they did, we thought like they just didn't land as well, didn't we, Corey?
Yeah, some of the flavoured meads just weren't as nice as the traditional, but my goodness, Connor, this mead is amazing.
But you're not drinking.
That we are not drinking in the studio.
Should we do this after a song so that we can come back and...
No, let's talk about it now. What do you think, Tom?
What, of Connor's mead?
Honest opinion, it's fine, seriously.
I like it.
It's not as sweet
I liked it.
as the other meads we've tried, but it has a very well-rounded taste.
Yeah, like, so a lot of the other meads have been a lot sweeter. This one has... I don't know, you know when you have like beer, how sometimes it has that sort of like corn, I don't know if corn's the right word, sort of taste.
You know what it'll be? It's the yeast.
The yeast, yes.
That'll be the flavour you're tasting, because this is a homebrew.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get out all of the, I suppose, impurities. So you will get a little bit of a yeast kind of taste in there, but it's perfectly harmless. Seriously, it's just like I say, it's just a slight different taste to it. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it.
Where would you put this on a leaderboard, Tom?
I'm not sure. Like to be very, very honest, like I'm not disappointed with this one. Like
No.
I really like it because there's been a lot of meads, and obviously, so Lime Bay is the only mead we've had first, and a lot of the other meads, apart from the mint mead, have sort of like fell short. It's like, okay, this is okay.
Yeah.
Like that time we had that really expensive mead.
The chalice mead.
Yeah, and it was like 20 quid, but we liked it, but it was, you know, we didn't think it was any better than Lime Bay. But
you say it was 20 quid, but it was 20 quid for half as much. So per unit, it was like £40. Whereas like the Lime Bay is £9.
But in terms of taste, this is like I kind of like the yeast sort of taste in it. I
dig it. Yeah,
I really like it. I'm not sure if I would put it above Lime Bay, but
that's a fair assessment.
Yeah,
like, you see, this is definitely something I would buy if it was.
Yeah, I would buy it too. And the thing is, it's different.
It's definitely different.
And the only meads we've rated high have been the same, you know, similar. So this one's different, and we've rated it high.
What's nice about this is that it's different, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, we had the Harvest Gold mead, and that was just bad.
You told me about that earlier on, didn't you? Yeah, so it's the one Morrison's do, isn't it?
That is the one that's sold in Morrison's, yeah. And that one is different, but in a bad way. This is different, but in a good way. It's got its own identity when compared to, like, the Lime Bay mead.
Yeah.
But it tastes amazing.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'm very glad you like it. I mean, because so far it was only me and my other half that have tried this. And obviously, I don't know if she's biased, but I know I will be. So it's good to hear a different opinion, definitely.
look, if I didn't like it, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd come on with something like the Harvest Gold Mead, I would say, this is a disgrace to Mead, get out of my studio.
Yeah.
But this is really nice.
Where do you think we would put it?
I don't know, because, like, it is really nice, and I could drink this on the regular.
I'd say it's as good as Lime Bay.
Should we put it in joint first?
Let me think of that.
Do we need to think on it?
The underdog.
Well, let's ask everyone else in the studio what they think.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it when we go on a music break.
Okay.
Oh, you mean you're going to try it outside the studio on the pre-music?
Yeah.
Like a sensible person.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wait to what other people say. I think this is a very interesting meat, and I agree with Corey that I think this has commercial viability.
I agree, yeah.
You know.
Like, if Fjord Mead was launched, I would buy it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's maybe a possibility in the future. We'll see. We'll see.
Let's cut to a song, and we'll go talk about some of the possibilities here after the break.
Cool.
And I just want to quickly update everyone on the poll. Red Leicester is winning, and by 75%.
Can't trust the British public.
But you can, because Red Leicester is the superior cheese.
It is.
It is. Connor, you agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely prefer Red Leicester. I mean, I have to say.
We'll come back to this after the break, and then we can also try the cheeses.
Okay, so next up we have Do You Want to Know a Secret by the Beatles. We are back with Mead and Cheese, and I believe everyone in the studio has had a opportunity to step out and try some of Connor's amazing Fjord Mead. What do we all think?
I mean, it's delicious.
Mm.
I've always had it, whenever you guys are giving it to me, and that's always been a shop bought thing, but that was actually, kudos, that was good.
It's a process, like, it's just, I mean, if anybody was to try it themselves, like any listeners or anyone in the studio, it's a bit of a process that takes a little bit of trial and error. Like, your first couple of times, you will no doubt fail. But it's the perseverance and in your hobby. I mean, because brewing mead at home essentially is a hobby to start with, and then if you want to take it seriously enough, like maybe in the future I'm hoping to, then you can maybe sell it at a more local level, not commercial as such, because it's maybe a bit too ambitious that. But
I have like a host of questions like to ask you.
Yeah,
like,
go for it.
But First off, okay. So you've kind of touched on this already with the consistency.
Yeah.
Do you every time you make mead, do you have like different? Is it like different every single time, or do you have like sort of a kind of like rough idea?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got recipes that you follow. If you follow the recipes to a T, and do the exact same thing every time, and it really does have to be exact. I mean, the same amount of fermentation. The same amount of time aging, everything makes a real difference, really. So you can make it consistent, but as a home brewer, it can be difficult to replicate that. I mean, obviously Lime Bay, for example, they will have it down to a perfection. Their mead will all be the same. I mean, they do it in large batches, so they're more likely to make it perfect. But
and even with that, we've noticed, like, because we've had it a lot, we've noticed sometimes some bottles are sweeter, sometimes they're less sweet.
Definitely.
But so for your bottle, what you've brought in today, what sort of process would you have gone through? So from like start to finish.
So obviously all the ingredients you have to get depends on the recipe again. So your honey to water ratio is the thing that matters the most. If you want a sweeter mead, you'd really want more honey. So to be more alcoholic, really, and then you need to get the right yeast in order to have the higher alcohol tolerance. So to start with, obviously, you get all the ingredients together. You need to clean everything thoroughly because you don't want any other bacteria, because the yeast you add in is a bacteria in itself that will purely feed off of the honey and give off both CO2 and alcohol. That fermentation process, once you start that, so you add all your honey in, your water, your yeast, the fermentation process should take around 2 months.
Okay.
And then you want to rack that from a main barrel. They call it racking, not entirely sure why. from the main fermentation vessel into a separate fermentation vessel to then age. And as it's aging, it will also clarify. So when you first get it out, it'll no doubt be a bit cloudy, but then it will get much, much clearer as you go on.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, once you've racked it and it's aging, well, whenever you decide, really, then you can begin bottling it. And then if you bottle it, you can age it more. You can add flavours. You can do anything, really. It's a free process.
So how much would you make? Like, so when you made that particular bottle we had in the pre-mead session, how much would you make with that? Would you make a batch or? Yeah,
so the initial amount I made was 25 litres.
Okay.
So it's quite a lot, quite ambitious. So it can be, if you're making a large batch like that, it can be quite expensive. So those 25 litres then regress down into 20 litres because you've got like a bit of sediment at the bottom, or lees. And the lees or sediment is basically like dead yeast and particles that you don't really want in your final product.
Yeah.
So you say you end up with about 20 litres at the end.
Yeah.
How much would you say it costs for you to create that 20 litres of product?
I mean, it can vary because honey prices, depending on where you get it from. I mean, ideally a beekeeper, a local beekeeper would be perfect. You know, you want to support local businesses as well as making a good product. So it can really vary from beekeeper to beekeeper. And then if you buy it store bought, again, depending on where you go, that can vary, but I'd say it probably cost me around, like no equipment, just the actual ingredients, probably around £40, something like that, because the honey itself, the big jars that I got at Asda, funnily enough, that was £4 per jar, and I got, I don't know, like 15 of those, and then tons of water with that, and then the yeast. And then the equipment in itself is also quite expensive. So,
yeah,
I mean that's like quite good for cost, isn't it? Because like if you buy a Lime Bay bottle that's 75 centilitres for £9, if you could spend £40 on 20 litres, that's like a much better price.
Yeah,
but then
bottle.
Then you've got the time, the effort, and also the skill. What Connor would have to actually make that. Like our average listener probably wouldn't have them skills, but I get what you're saying. You can make mead cheaper than
store bought.
Yes,
because the main thing for me would be if I'm going to go through the effort of making a mead, it needs to work out to be cheaper than buying a mead. From someone else.
Yeah, definitely, and it really is. I mean, because the initial investment with the equipment can be the most expensive because there was the 25 litre fermentation vessel. I honestly, I cannot remember how much that was. It was around like £15, something like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got you want around 4 or 5 individual 5 litre bottles. They're like these glass demijohn or carboys that you can get from Wilco's. Again, not too expensive, but they were about £6 each. And then you've got your sanitizer, your bottles, your stirrer, your cleaning brush, all of these things. But then once you've got that, you just got the ingredients in the end.
Yeah.
So £40, 25 litres, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting.
So when I tried to make my own mead,
as
we discussed in the first ever episode of Mead and Cheese, I did it in a make your own mead kit, and it was in like a little plastic bucket. I don't think I really disinfected everything very well.
Okay.
My mead ended up being really bad. It was really cloudy. I think it was full of bacteria. So where really should I have started when trying to make my own mead?
So it all starts with the cleaning process, really.
Yeah.
You need to find a cleaning agent, either specifically for homebrewing, or I've found that a lot of people that do make mead use Star San. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people using Star San, although I've not been able to find it myself. So you can get like a cleaning agent that's food safe, and so that's what you really want to make sure you do properly at the start. You want everything so clean, because otherwise you might have other bacteria in there that won't react well with the yeast, and that is where your problem might have lied, really.
Yeah, could have been. So if me and Tom wanted to get into making our own Mead and Cheese branded mead, could we come to you with advice on how to get that going?
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. Definitely.
Maybe Ian Connor could be our chief supplier.
Possibly.
Maybe we'll see in the future.
The Fjord Mead.
The food and beverage manager.
Could be the mead of Mead and Cheese.
I'll take that, food and beverage manager. I'll take it right now.
So, yeah. So with your sort of like idea, so you make mead as like a hobby, right?
Yeah.
So where would you sort of see like taking you? Like, what would you see your business looking like if you did make one?
I mean, I think it would initially definitely have to be home based. I'd have to get a couple more of those 25 litre fermentation vessels, and then again more equipment. And so it is an expensive hobby to start up, or it can be, but this is one of the cheapest really depending on what yeast you use. Again, you can get a variance in like an alcohol percentage. So if you've got champagne yeast, for example, you're looking at like maybe 15-16% in alcohol tolerance. So and when they hit that point in the fermentation, the yeast will then die. And you see, this is where alcohol tolerance of the yeast actually really comes in, is they'll die when they reach a certain tolerance. So you want to make sure that you've got the right amount, or the correct yeast rather, and then the right amount of honey in with your water to get your desired alcohol tolerance. And you can test that using a hydrometer, which is a special bit of kit that tests the gravity, or the amount of sugar basically in a liquid. So
have you tested your mead to see how much alcohol is in it?
Yep. So this mead that we are trying outside of the studio is around 9 or 10%. It's hard to be entirely sure, but yeah, it's around 9 or 10%. So it's not too strong. It's what some people would call like a session mead, where you could drink it not to get drunk. If you're looking to get drunk, you probably make something a bit stronger using a higher tolerance yeast. So.
Because the Lime Bay mead, that's about 14.5%.
14, yeah. So if you went to sell it though, what would you have to do, like legally, or?
I am honestly not sure. I have no idea. It'd have to be something that I'd have to look into. But I think if sold within a private business, I'm honestly, I couldn't even tell you. You probably would have to get an alcohol license.
Yeah, because I would imagine you'd need a liquor license.
Oh yeah, you'd have thought so. Definitely.
I would say for sure you could sell this. This is a very nice product.
Yeah, you might be able to get away with it at like local markets and where no one cares. But we're talking about like getting it across the whole nation. Getting into the average household of the lovely British people, getting a bottle of that.
I mean, we've spoken a lot about Sutton and Ashfield on the show, and this could be a local Ashfield product.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know anywhere in Ashfield that they make mead. So.
Ashfield mead.
Neither do I. Yeah.
Would you say like, would you have any ideas for like logos or like branding or anything like that?
It'd have to be the Sutton Sundial, wouldn't it?
Well, if we were going to base it around Ashfield, I mean, it could be definitely. It's a potential idea for sure. I mean, we were thinking Fjord Mead because it just sounds like
like a mead.
Scandinavian. Like that's what kind of we were going for, like an authentic mead. That because I know you were talking earlier about like maybe opening like a bar or a pub. Like having a medieval kind of style. And when you drink a drink like this, it feels old. And as Corey said in like the first episode of Mead and Cheese, it was thousands of years ago.
It was
this thing was
like 3000 BC in China.
Yeah,
was
that
discovered.
is insane. That is insane that people invented or probably accidentally invented alcohol, and they thought this is amazing. Let's just make more, and just refined it and made it even better every single time. So,
and it's crazy to think that right, so mead's the first alcohol, and it's clearly the best, right?
Yeah.
It's the first and the best.
I'd agree. It tastes good. If you make it, or if you buy it with enough alcohol tolerance, it gets you drunk. Like, those are the two things you want from an alcoholic beverage, obviously.
Yeah.
And of course it makes you feel nice and warm inside.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why the Vikings used to drink it, living in Scandinavia, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know if it was me starting my own mead business back in Ashfield,
yeah,
I would probably call it like Sundial Meadery or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know.
Take it back to your heritage.
I've got a weird soft spot for the Sutton Sundial.
It is. I can't remember. It's the biggest sundial in Europe, I believe.
It was. I think it's been overtaken.
Oh, has it been overtaken? That's interesting.
Somewhere built a bigger sundial.
It's a bit of a weird topic. Not so much to do with mead and cheese, more the weird sundial in Sutton and Ashfield. But
yeah,
that's not the first
time.
It is
the greatest landmark in the world, though.
Yeah, well, arguably.
Yeah. Hugo knows a lot about sundials, don't you, Hugo?
I have no clue about anything related to sundial. The only sundial I actually know I've seen for certain in my life is when you enthusiastically showed me the Sutton sundial on your phone.
Yeah, it is the best landmark in the world.
My granddad has a sundial in his back garden.
Is it as big as the Sutton sundial?
I've never seen a Sutton sundial, so I could not tell you.
It was at one point the largest sundial in Europe.
I would assume that my granddad's sundial is not as big as the largest sundial in Europe.
Unless your granddad's sundial is the Sutton sundial.
Maybe.
His back garden is the whole of the UK.
Yes. It's just Portland Square in Sutton in Ashfield. Yeah. He lives in Wilko, probably.
Yeah.
So, let's go back to the Great Cheese War. How's that doing now?
So, the Great Cheese War is on Twitter. Red Leicester's winning.
Red Leicester's winning?
Yeah, it's got a strong leadership over this vote. So if you want to change the course, if you are a Cheddar supporter, if you're listening out there, go to Twitter.
What about the Instagram poll?
I'll just check for you. So yeah, if you do want to vote, you can go vote on Instagram on Mead and Cheese, and it's a tie there. So Red Leicester and Cheddar are tying, but on Twitter it is ahead. So it's looking like Red Leicester is winning at this point in time.
Good. It's the best cheese.
I can't even back my corner. I don't have Twitter.
Vote on the Instagram poll then.
Say no more.
There you go.
Cool.
I will quit the show.
Can I request a song?
You can. What is it?
Year 3000.
Okay.
Oh, do you have any Cher Lloyd?
We don't have any Cher Lloyd.
Shame.
Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd.
But we will go to a song break very quickly. We will have some Year 3000 by Busted, and then after that we will continue talking to Connor about his amazing mead. Welcome back to Mead and Cheese, where we are having the final battle of the Great Cheese War, which is between the two champions of British cheese, Red Leicester and Cheddar. And I think my verdict is the best result to get is to just mix them together.
Yeah, no, that's a fair assessment, Corey.
So, Connor, what side are you on? You're still on Red Leicester?
I mean, yeah, I'd still say Red Leicester. I mean, I've eaten a lot more Red Leicester than I do Cheddar. It just seems a bit more refined. I'm not really sure if that's actually if that's a real thing, but it just feels a bit something more special. Might just be the colour. The colour might just add that bit of pizzazz that you need. I don't know.
Are you eating a cheddar, like a cheese on cracker sandwich?
Yeah, I've got the bottom is Red Leicester, the top is Cheddar. I'm mixing them together because when you mix them together, you get perfection.
And you've sandwiched it between two crackers?
Obviously.
It's not a bad
Corey,
idea.
has anyone ever told you you're weird?
I've been getting that for most of my life, I think.
It didn't start with the radio show Mead and Cheese, it was just always there.
No, it definitely didn't start with Mead and Cheese. I think most people who have known me for a long time will agree.
I mean, Mead and Cheese as a whole is it's a different idea, but like you say, it's been successful so far. It's it seems successful in promoting mead and cheese. I mean, obviously cheese doesn't really need promoting, but the mead definitely. I mean, it's a very underrated beverage. It's really enjoyable. I think it's just one of those things that you can just that tastes good and gets you to the sufficient level of alcoholicness that you'd like, I think.
You know, I've been making some progress with the managers at Showcase, because every week I say to them, look, we need to get mead behind the bar, because it's making a big comeback. It's very popular with the students in Leicester. We need to get it behind the bar. We had a new manager start last week. She came over, she said, hi, I'm the new manager, is there anything I can do for you? I was like, this is my opportunity. I was like, look, we need to get mead behind the bar. She was like, right, I'll take it to the manager meeting. I'll do what I can. I was like, this is it.
Sounds perfect.
We're going to get mead at the Showcase bar.
Promote mead till the end of the earth.
Yeah, and, you know, if they can get some Fjord Mead.
Oh, maybe. Maybe, not so soon, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, and the thing is, many people did say that mead and cheese couldn't make a difference, but then I just think you have to look at what we have all here achieved together around this table. You know, we have made mead. We have the most popular mead and cheese show in the whole world. You know, ever. Yep. You know, there's no show that is more popular than mead and cheese about mead ever.
And cheese, yeah.
We helped push back down the price of Lime Bay's Amazon mead. You know, it went up by 25% and we pushed it back down. And we had Leicester as the most searched location.
For a little bit.
Yeah. But then we've expanded that to the rest of the world.
And of course, we launched our YouTube channel, which recently, the first ever episode, hit 100 views.
And we were the most listened to show on Demon FM. And I think we're the most guest show, the most loved show, the best community of show.
Yeah.
And I think we have delivered what this nation needs. We have delivered a brilliant drink, we have raised awareness, and we have done this together. And I have to say, I'm proud of what we've done on this show. I'm proud that we have Connor here today, who has brought his fantastic mead. He is someone who's gonna... the listener of this show will be drinking his mead. That is what's going to happen.
Without a doubt, this mead will be a massive success if it launches.
Do you know what I taste when I try this mead?
Go on.
When I tried it, the first thing I tasted was hope.
Yeah,
hope for the future of mead.
Hope for the future of mead.
That's going to be a trademark on the bottle, I think. The future of mead.
Yeah.
Connor, what you've done with your beautiful drink is you've restored faith in mead. Like me and Corey, we've been doing this show for a long time, and the leaderboard it's been boring, hasn't it? Really,
Lime Bay's nothing has challenged Lime Bay really.
And you've come in as a competitor, and you've shooken up the market. So if you're a mead brewer, I'll be like, I think you should be working extra long hours to try and beat what Connor's doing, because Connor's just doing it, on his own, and this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the mead leaderboard has been quite boring since we started it, because Lime Bay has always held the top position, and nothing has really challenged it until you came along, Connor, with your amazing mead, which has made us rethink how the leaderboard should go.
Yeah,
because this is a mead that does challenge Lime Bay's mead.
It is. And what I have to say is, mead changed the world before. It really did. It made many medieval people happy. And I think we're on the brink of changing the world again.
So I'm going to ask everyone in the studio, because we weren't fully sure before, which mead is better? The Lime Bay Winery traditional mead or Connor Delia's Fjord Mead?
Oh, well, I'm obviously quite biased. I would pick mine. I mean, although Lime Bay is obviously very traditional, and it's a commercially sold mead, and it's going to be good.
Lime Bay's mead is amazing, of course, but this mead is also amazing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that very much.
Ed, what's it? Ed?
I think I'd need to sample Lime Bay again.
You think you need to sample Lime Bay?
Many weeks.
Hugo, you're the king of France, and you know a lot about mead. So, which mead would you choose?
I've got to say, I'm very impressed with this one that you've given me.
Yeah.
And I think, it's definitely up there with the best ones. Some of the worst ones I've had have been those kind of flavoured ones, like, what was it, like rose mead or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funky. I didn't love that.
I think I'm going to surprise myself.
Mhm.
I think I actually prefer this to Lime Bay Mead because of the yeasty taste. I like that kick. I really do like that like subtle bit of yeast. I really like that. And again, but the issue is I've had this is the first time, and this is a good thing because like it's made me finally question the actual leaderboard.
Well, that's it. Are you just on that hype because this is something new? And maybe, if this was a brand out there that you had over many weeks, along with the Lime Bay,
I would definitely have
which
this on my
one would
wine
you say?
rack.
I would as well. This is the thing, like, I really like this, but I am also someone with a sweet tooth. So, with the Lime Bay one being a lot sweeter, I don't know whether I would rank this above. But this is something I would have on my wine rack alongside the Lime Bay.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I mean that's the thing with home brewing. I mean, you can do something called back sweetening. So if your end product isn't as sweet as you'd like, you can just add more honey and make it sweeter. So if you're doing your own home brew and you like sweeter mead, then just add more honey. I mean, it will, percentage wise, if you really care about that. I mean, I don't know many people that honestly care too much about how much alcohol there is in different wines. You just appreciate the flavour. So if you just add more honey, you'll make it sweeter. And if you just leave it as it is, when it gets to when it's took all of the sugar out, it'll have a touch of sweetness, but it will be quite dry. And that's the thing. Like I say, with homebrew, you can tailor it to exactly how you like it. So
the thing with your mead, though, Connor, like, I'm someone with a sweet tooth, but we've given the Lime Bay mead to people before, and they've said, "Oh, this is too sweet for me."
yeah,
I think
I don't think we would get that with this mead.
I
think
don't.
this has a more well-rounded taste.
And I think I prefer this one.
Yeah,
I think it's like interesting. I think it's the first time that it's honey, but it does have a different taste because of the yeast. And I think because of that, it is more interesting.
that's the thing. There's a part of me that's really like disappointed that I can't just go out and buy this.
Yeah, no, that's that. Well, Connor's here, your mead merchant.
Yeah,
I do have plenty more at home. So if you'd like to have a bottle, that's fine, no problem.
well, yeah, I won't turn down any more of this fantastic mead. So are we ranking Fjord Mead number one?
Well, what's your opinion? So we've got the King of France.
I do think this is more of a well-rounded taste.
Advocate.
For the people we've had on who said, no, Lime Bay's mead is too sweet for me, I think this is a mead that has a wider appeal. It would appeal to those people too.
I don't know enough about mead to kind of pick out individual components of why I like it, but I could drink a lot of that.
I could drink this
quite
all
happily
night.
and not
Yeah.
kind of be put off by a particular, it's too this, it's too that.
Do you want me to get the papers?
The papers?
Yeah, the papers.
What papers?
The papers.
What papers?
The papers will officialise everything we do.
Let's do it. Let's make this on number one.
Right, let's do it.
Should we go to a song break in the meantime, do you think?
Do you want to go to a song break, Tom? I think we just let him get the papers.
Just a short few seconds.
So, Connor, you could tell us about why your mead is number one.
Oh, I see.
What
Okay,
makes your mead special?
This is Dragon's Den, so...
Yeah, no, so I don't know, I'd say the appeal really comes from the fact that it's homebrewed.
Yeah.
Does this make me Deborah Meaden?
Yeah.
I'll be drunken banner time.
Drunken Bannatyne.
So I think the main appeal is that it's homebrew and it seems more personal. I don't know if that's maybe why people seem to enjoy it more. And then realistically, you can tailor it. Like if you give it for as a gift to people at Christmas, their birthday, you can tailor it to exactly how they like their wine or mead.
Yeah.
So you can make it much drier, much sweeter. You can add flavourings to it, even when it's bottled. All you have to do is add a bit of juice of whatever fruit you prefer. You know, whether that be if you want to make it Vikings blood mead, for example, you just add cherry juice.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So I think that's the appeal of my particular mead. That may change because obviously if it does go further than it is now, and a business is made out of it, then maybe it would have to be more or less personal and more commercial. But we'd have to see.
So if you were to make me a personal mead, bearing in mind I'm someone who likes the sweet mead, but then I've also been very enlightened by this more well-rounded, less sweet mead.
Mm-hmm.
How would you go about making me a personalised mead?
Well, essentially, I'd just make a big batch of traditional mead, that was unsweetened, and then you just sweeten it to your liking. I'd just add honey until you felt that you were happy with it. It's that simple. It's so easy to change, and you've got so many different variations in mead. I mean, like you were saying earlier, you know, with trying different types of mead, different flavours, you often fall short. And I don't know if it's true. I don't know if the majority of commercial companies are aware. I mean, I'm sure they are. They have to be, but it's the tannins that give you the real flavour. Tannins, it's difficult to say exactly what they are, but you get tannins from fruit peels. So like in wine, that dry taste you get in your mouth is the tannins. And a lot of people confuse that with dryness. Dryness is whether it's sweet or not, which a lot of people don't tend to realise. And funnily enough, something that British people will love is that you can get tannins from tea. So you could just simply add tea to your mead.
Is that what you've done with this one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
So this mead has tea in it?
Yeah, it has
That's
tea.
really interesting.
It's made it even more British.
Yes,
You made like something very...
Maybe that's why it's so nice.
Yeah.
Because it's so British. This
Authentic,
tea.
very authentic
Does
British
it have
mead.
a monocle?
No.
For the
maybe
benefit,
that'd be a nice design for a logo.
For the benefit of the audience, could you just give us the name of the mead again?
So I'm thinking Fjord Mead. That seems to be
How would you spell that?
an apt name. Fjord would be FJORD.
Yeah.
Just like the Scandinavian fjords in Norway. Which seems like a cool name.
There are also fjords in Canada.
Canada. Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing mead. So, what type of teas would you? Is it just normal traditional tea, or?
Well, I mean, me and Corey were talking about this earlier. You know, if you wanted to, you could honestly add any tea you wanted. I mean, the majority of teas, you won't taste the flavour of them so much.
Yeah.
It would purely just be for the mouthfeel, as they call it. Just how it tastes, and just how it feels as you drink it. Because if you drank mead without tea, you might get a bit more of like an ethanol kind of burn. From the alcohol. You
get no kickback with this.
Yeah, no, that's true. You get a taste that there's alcohol in it. But it's not overpowering, is it? Like some meads you'd find. I mean, when I tried Viking Blood, that was closer to a Merlot, a red wine, than mead itself, and it was a bit strange, really.
I think the main difference between this and the Lime Bay was you spoke about adding tea, getting rid of that ethanol taste.
Yeah.
When you drink the Lime Bay, you can feel the alcohol. You can feel it warming as you go down. With this, you don't really get that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that alcoholic taste, and maybe that's why you could drink more of this without, really thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be a couple of different things. Again, like the lower alcohol in this particular homebrew.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's around 9 or 10%, whereas Lime Bay is 14% rather. So that might be a contributing factor, as well as the tea. Because I don't know, for me, I've tried it without tea and with tea, and I'd take it with tea any day. And there's other ways of adding tannins. So many ways. I mean, you just got to go on YouTube, look up tannins, and you'll find something very interesting on there. That'll tell you exactly what it is.
To be 100% honest with you, like you talking about adding tea to your mead, after trying your mead, I want to try more meads that have been made with tea.
Yeah.
I want to see if that is what the big factor is that's made this so different.
This is what Connor's doing really well. He's not just brought back an old drink what's been forgotten. He's also like brought it back with creativity and flair. He's experimenting, which I think the Vikings of times gone I think they'll be proud of that.
Definitely. I mean, the Vikings themselves were interesting when they made mead, because obviously, I'm sure you know, they didn't have dried yeast available. So I'm not sure entirely if it's the correct herb, but commonly, from what I remember, I think it's called meadowsweet. It's like it's a flower that predominantly grows in the meadows and stuff of Scandinavia, obviously as it's named. That was added to mead, and that helped bring the yeast into the concoction that they made. I mean, I have no idea how they first thought about making mead. I mean, it seems rather strange to think that they just fell upon it randomly.
Well, we know it was the Chinese who first made mead, and like you say, they probably discovered it by accident.
Yeah. It's just strange. They decided to add different things. It's like, I mean, why can't we? There are so many different variations, and you can be very diverse in your making of mead. So you can make it your own as much as you want. And we were talking earlier, Corey, and we were saying about it's called butterfly pea, herbal tea, if you like, and that particular tea turns the water blue. So you could add that into your mead. You can make blue mead, and then if you add lemon juice to that, you get purple mead. So you can do anything you want. Honestly, it's just to your taste. Anything to your taste.
I think a lemon mead sounds like a good idea, because
lemonade.
I know when I have a sore throat, I will like put on the kettle. I'll squeeze a bit of honey, pour a bit of lemon in, have some honey and lemon water. So honey and lemon mead sounds like it'd be something that would be really like relaxing and soothing.
Yeah. Definitely. I agree 100% with that. Anyway,
get the list out.
I've got the papers anyway. So
got the papers
through the power given to me on this show. I, Lord Thomas Jackson, Lord of Hagen Manor, Chairperson of Demon Media, CEO of Hoist Lemonade, and producer of this show, hereby order, and I will that we declare on Mead and Cheese hereby that Fjord, did I say that right? Fjord Mead is now recognised as the greatest mead in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. I will send this document around so the honourable gentlemen around the table can verify that we have, in this room today, we have changed history. Lord Corey, my honourable producer and Lord of Hagen Manor, Vice Chair Demon Media, do you verify by signature that this council hereby has changed history and now will verify this mead as now the nation's favourite mead?
I verify it. I think this mead is absolutely outstanding, and it definitely stands the test against all the other meads we have had.
Could you then pass on the documentation to the honourable producer Ed Wordsmith, data analyst of Mead and Cheese, health and safety officer Demon Media? Do you, Ed, verify that Fjord Mead is now the greatest mead in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland?
This is possibly the dumbest thing I've ever
This looks like a ransom note.
It does look rather...
Shall I just start coming around with some newspapers that I've cut out letters?
Hugo Jones, my honourable guest presenter, do you verify as Vice Chair and
Vice Chair?
Vice Chair, you're not getting a promotion through this. Here you go. Vice Chair and King of France, do you Do you verify that this council has now hereby changed history and declared that this mead is now the greatest in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland?
The United Kingdom of Great Britain
Yes.
and Northern Ireland.
If I'm a king, I feel like I should have some kind of seal or something. I can stamp it
Yeah,
out.
wax seal.
Maybe
that'd be
It
quite
is
nice,
the
wouldn't it?
greatest mead in the British
Maybe I should
Isles.
sign
Yeah,
on it and
it's the
stick it in the freezer.
I spit on you.
Or spit on it and stick it in the freezer for a couple of hours. It'll be fine.
Scum.
I think it's only fair that we get Mr. Fjord to sign it himself.
And
yeah.
Connor, will you
Okay.
verify,
This is to sign.
as a mead expert yourself, that
Yes.
your mead is the greatest mead in the United Kingdom?
I'll give it a go, but I think it
Great
seems
Britain,
quite biased.
Northern Ireland.
Just signed over 80% of your
we,
revenue to me.
we would
Yeah,
never be
that's
biased
it.
on this show.
Seems quite biased, I think, for me to vote on my own meads, but I'll give it a go.
Well, I can hereby now officially declare
That's
that
democracy.
Mead and Cheese has hereby changed history. Fjord Mead, I said that right?
Fjord, yep.
Fjord
yep,
Mead
got it.
is now recognised as the greatest mead in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Woo!
Thank you
Outstanding.
very much. I'm humbled. I appreciate it
At
very
the end
much.
of the year, are we going to get a trophy for the best mead?
Yeah, we
A
definitely
golden
We
should.
tankard.
might send a trophy
We
to the
might.
best mead.
Yeah.
We might.
Like whoever wins the cheese war, will we
Yeah.
send the origin town of that cheese a little plaque?
Well, it's looking like it's going to be Red Leicester at the minute, isn't it?
Hopefully.
And Connor, you can always put that
Not
on
a
your
far
branding
trip,
now,
then.
that your mead is the favourite in the UK.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's legally fine because we
You can put Fjord Mead and Cheese's #1 rated mead
in
Yep.
the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland.
Yep. And
In
it,
the- yeah,
it sounds
in the
entirely
whole
legitimate.
of the EU.
Yeah, and the EU.
In the whole of the globe.
On the big globe.
Yeah. It's the best mead in the universe.
I'm very humbled. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Here's a lovely mead.
So, Connor, you had a song request for us.
Oh yes, I can't remember the song now. Just 1 second.
Was it Crowded House,
It
maybe?
was, yeah, Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House.
Let's go for it. Mr. #1 mead in the universe has requested Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over. Welcome back to the final battle of the Great Cheese War on Mead and Cheese. Tom, could you please update the great British public on how the Great Cheese War is going? Who is currently in the lead?
Currently in the lead is Red Leicester. Is making ground. Is over the break. It actually gained quite a few votes. So, if you do want Cheddar to win, make sure you go to Demon FM or Mead and Cheese Instagram and make sure you make sure you cash your stone. Make sure you place your vote.
Yeah, and of course, if you want Red Leicester to win, make sure it maintains its lead by going to the Instagram and the Twitter and voting for Red Leicester.
It would be a shame that if Cheddar doesn't win,
No, it wouldn't.
Ed.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be right.
It would be a shame.
I think it'll divide the British public, but we'll see.
It better.
I've always been a bit concerned because do you think Corey's doing voter fraud?
I honestly
Voter
think he
fraud.
might be, because we suddenly had a massive influx of votes on the Instagram.
Yeah, like did Corey get some of like I don't know his legion
My legion.
to come and
Yeah.
vote?
You think I got a legion to come vote?
We do.
Who's Reddit creative?
I don't know.
Well, they voted for Red Leicester.
Connor, have you voted?
I haven't voted actually. I probably ought to do that.
Yeah.
I'll go
There
do
we
that
go.
now. Why not?
Are you on both Twitter and Instagram?
Yes.
There
I'll
we
do
go.
both.
So that's more votes for Red Leicester.
Yes.
I thought Connor was a Cheddar man.
No, definitely Red Leicester.
You see, most mead experts are Red Leicester people.
Well, that's because I only know 2 mead experts, and they both for some reason like Red Leicester.
I think
They've
Red,
also both sat in this room.
I think Red Leicester is just the cheese of Sutton in Ashfield, though, isn't it?
No, it's the
Yeah.
cheese of Leicester. Anyway, while we debate and deliberate, I think it's always worth saying like this cheese war has been a war of like, but what it has done a lot positive. Like it's we've each week we've presented a nice fresh cheese for people to try. So in the first week we had processed cheese versus cheddar cheese, and
Yeah.
you know what, processed cheese isn't that bad. I know it went out first, but you know it's still, and it was #1 so it didn't deserve the number one spot, so it lost that first. Feta cheese and mozzarella, they're very nice cheeses. I remember we actually had a tasting session where we tried both of them.
We did, yeah.
Which was really fun. Unfortunately, both of them went out, but I enjoyed that tasting session. We had Stilton and Fried Brie, which again, very nice cheeses. And we also had halloumi, nice cheeses. So we've really showed the nation some great cheeses there on this show.
We have. Do you think we'll do another cheese war at some point?
I don't know. This is the thing, this great cheese war is redefining the British best cheese in the eyes of the British public, because obviously, processed cheese is currently apparently this nation's favourite cheese.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've heard the same, yeah.
And on this show, we said no to that.
We did.
We went out and we did something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
We decided to change it, like we do a lot in this show. We changed history. And people didn't think we could change it. People thought that the status quo processed cheese would stay on top. But we proved them wrong, and all our listeners are proud of what we've done on this show. They're proud of what Corey West has done. They're proud of what Thomas Jackson's done. They're proud about Connor. They're proud about King Hugo, and they're proud about Ed for changing British opinion. And later on today we will be declaring a new favourite cheese of the nation, and
we will, and it will be Red Leicester.
And how do you feel about that in this election?
I'd like to just before it happens, I want to claim voter fraud. Because I am just calling it.
We can do a recount.
No, we can't.
I've seen this before.
Corey, are you going to become the governor of Florida in the 2000 election? Where when your brother starts winning, you just go, oh, no more recounts. Not needed.
You can't blame this election on Russia, okay? This has been an entirely
I think it is Russia. It's the Red Leicester. It's Red Leicester. It's commie cheese. You're supporting commie cheese.
No, this has been an entirely independent vote, okay? And we have made sure that this vote has been 100% democratic. Isn't that right, Lord Tom? He's nodded. He's nodded.
But he nodded.
He did nod. So this vote is 100% reliable, 100% democratic, and you can trust it. Because we are trustworthy guys.
The more he talks, the less I believe him.
No, I think that's it, Ed. I think you just need to face the facts.
Yeah.
The British public have all but voted Red Leicester, the king of all cheese.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we've just got to accept it. It's just the British public, or I suppose our listeners. So, I mean, you'd still get a good percentage.
Yeah, I think
the public,
most of the British public listens to this show.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can imagine that. I can see that.
And we also have a global audience. We've got listeners in India, in Canada, in the United States, all over the world, in Italy, And with this being a global show, for Red Leicester to win, even though Ed said that most of our cheese exports are cheddar,
well, the entire cheese industry.
I think that shows that Red Leicester is such a great cheese.
Yeah, and again, I'm not going to claim voter fraud. I believe this vote because it was done through such secure system. Twitter is a very, very reliable source of information,
as is Instagram. Yeah.
As is Instagram. So you can't really doubt that it was fair, and I'm pretty sure that if there was duplicate votes, they weren't on purpose. People probably just thought it was someone else doing a poll on Instagram and then saw it on Twitter and thought, but yeah, I think it's been quite fair. And again, my favourite cheese, halloumi, went out a few rounds ago. So, but I'm glad that we are beating the status quo and removing processed cheese as the favourite of this nation.
We also can't factor out that this show is based in Leicester.
Yeah.
And maybe that has some sort of influence on Red Leicester.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any evidence that them two things correlate.
No?
No, because we are a Leicester-based show, but I think we represent the whole of Britain when we speak.
I think we represent the whole universe.
Yeah, we represent... That's the thing. Like
People's Radio. That's it.
people.
We're the People's Radio.
Yeah, the People's
We are the
Mead Radio.
Galaxy's radio.
Yeah.
Galaxy Mead. That's what. Well, you should make a Galaxy Mead.
Yeah. We could give it a go. Why don't we add that blue flower we're talking about? Maybe make that the Galaxy Mead.
Maybe you could do a mead with juniper berries, make like a half mead, half gin sort of drink.
Yeah.
I've made gin. I've got some at home, and it is jet fuel.
You've made your own gin?
Yeah. My housemate gave me a make your own gin set for my 21st birthday. And the stuff that you make with that could probably kill you, to be honest.
Is this why your eyesight's gotten worse recently?
I think that's it, to be honest. You know, one glass of that and you're kind of half blind in one eye.
Yeah. We've done a lot, haven't we, Corey?
We have done a lot for Mead, but I think someone who's done more for Mead is Connor Delia.
Yeah, I'm Connor.
Connor, tell us about your other meads.
Yeah, so the one that everybody tried earlier on was a traditional mead, so that's, I think, the most common. It tends to be the better, really, of the bunch when you bunch flavoured meads and traditional together. The other ones I made, so obviously traditional I've made a vanilla and plum. I think the problem with that is that you can't really taste much plum. You just get a bit of vanilla. So it's not really one of my favourites. There's also a Viking's Blood Mead, which it's a bit strange really, because Viking's Blood Mead is basically just normal mead with cherry juice. But I added whole cherries, and it's not bad. You just get a bit of a subtle taste, not like the one I've tried before at an independent bar. At the bar I went to, it tasted much more like red wine, so I'm not sure exactly what they did with that, but hey ho. And then the last one would be a Christmas mead, so that was mostly just like Christmassy spices, cinnamon, star anise, cloves. I added orange. That's not bad.
Did you do anything like mulled wine?
You definitely could. I would say that the Christmassy one would be most like mulled wine, I think. You probably could have that warm. And I think that's another topic, really, is whether you should drink your mead hot or cold.
I always drink it room temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally prefer it as cold as possible.
Really?
Yeah. I prefer it much more when it's really cold.
Was this mead chilled then before you gave it to me?
Yes. Yeah, well, so, obviously, by the time we got to the studio, it was more room temperature. But I would definitely prefer to have mead when it's cold. I've tried it warm, and it's alright. It's not bad. But I think you get more of the flavour whilst it's a bit colder. So.
Do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe I should put some of my Lime Bay in the fridge and see if that
give it a go.
Changes it.
I do like it. I the times I had Lime Bay, I do find it a refreshing drink, so I think it being cold would make sense.
I like the mead being warm and room temperature though. Maybe like cellar temperature, like just below room temperature would be the best.
I think also time of year, isn't it? If it's cold outside, you don't particularly want a cold drink. But like now at this time of year, it's summer. And I think like mead is a summer drink as well. I don't want to season it. I want to have it all time of year, so I think have it cold this time of year. That would be my recommendation.
This show started in December.
Yeah.
And we were saying, it's a really nice winter drink because it's nice and warm. But yeah, I think you're right. If you chill it, if you have it out of the fridge, it could make a really nice summer drink too.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of mead. You can have it at any temperature and it is so good.
Yeah. I agree.
Any time of the year, it's brilliant. Like I say, cold is preferable. I think, you know what, Tom? I may try the Christmassy one warm, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know exactly what it's like, because I tried it initially when I racked it, but I am not sure what it's like now. So I'll give it a go when we get towards the latter part of the year, and I'll let you know. Yeah,
that'd be really interesting. Yeah. I would like to actually try some of the Christmas mead towards
so would
Christmas season.
Yeah, I think I would.
You want to try every mead, Corey?
I'd be willing to try it now.
Give it me. Mine.
Give me the mead. Yeah.
No, I'll give you both a bottle. That's fine.
I think we should definitely get you back on the show though, Connor, because you've been an amazing guest.
Yeah.
And you've brought so much insight to the show about the making process of mead.
And that's what this show's about. It's, as I said, the mission statement is to raise awareness of mead across this country because it's a forgotten drink, but also bring along some nice cheeses. And a lot of people said we couldn't make a difference on this show, but I like I keep saying, look at what we have achieved together. We're the most popular mead radio show. We've raised the price of mead and we pushed it back down on Amazon by 25%. We have the most searches in Leicester for mead at a time. We have the most guest show on Demon FM. We've converted many people to drinking mead. These are all things what couldn't have been done without this show. And we at time were the most listened to show on Demon Media. And again, I'm proud of what we've done. And just today, one more thing what we've done, we have changed the top mead of this country. Fjord Mead. And I'm proud of that. And people have the biggest choice as well tonight. They have another big choice today. You need to go to our poll and vote in the cheese competition because we've changed history here with Connor, and let's change history and let's make cheddar the nation's greatest cheese.
No, let's make Red Leicester the nation's favourite cheese.
Bit of friendly rivalry. Let's see what happens.
I'm getting a knife out.
As the number one show in Leicester, we should be championing Red Leicester as the nation's favourite cheese.
Yeah, I mean, if you pick cheddar, you will kind of be a traitor to Leicester, really.
Exactly.
I'm not from Leicester, so I don't care.
I'm from Leicester, and I never had Red Leicester till a few years ago. Yeah. I just never bothered with it. I always just had cheddar.
No, because Red Leicester is just a very mild cheddar.
Mm. No, it isn't.
And with cheddar, you can have extra mature cheddar, which is just the greatest.
So
thing.
You need to find a better cheese supplier who does extra mature Red Leicester.
No, that would be fantastic.
That would be beautiful.
No,
to be honest though, I think there may be. Surely there's an extra mature Red Leicester.
There definitely is, yeah.
So have you tried that?
No, because most people in the UK, I buy my cheese from Tesco's.
Yeah, I know. You've got a point.
Wensleydale.
See, I think for this competition, we have to just go for the lowest budget cheese of that cheese. So you go to Tesco's and you just find the Tesco own brand of that cheese.
Yeah, no, that would be a good comparison.
Because it's the base level. And if you can actually notice the difference with Tesco's version between the two, then yeah. Whereas if we were going
I think that the nation's best cheese is Wensleydale. And
that we even have that.
Then why didn't you put that in the poll?
Well, I think for when we do the Great Cheese War version 2, we will have Wensleydale.
But I was thinking of doing cheeses of the world. So we've got Britain's favourite cheese, so whatever that's going to be in the next few minutes. But we could do one for the rest of the world. Have a nation off Olympic cheese war.
Yeah.
We could do Battle of the Counties.
We could have a look.
Battle of the Counties, yeah.
We could have a look. We could see what each nation's favourite cheeses and compare the two. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or compare the several, rather.
Yeah.
Of course, this nation's favourite cheese will be Red Leicester after the results of this Great Cheese War.
And how do you feel like that's going to, fight in the actual Olympics then? Because obviously, if Red Leicester wins, then you're pushing that to the Olympic cheese war. Do you think it's going to win?
Well, would we see any returning cheeses? Because obviously Italy would have mozzarella, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think.
But mozzarella was knocked out in our Great Cheese War, so maybe not.
I mean, I think Italians they have many different kinds of cheeses too.
What was mozzarella up against as well?
Feta.
No, it was mozzarella got eliminated by cheddar last week. Though,
yeah,
the other week.
Again, we all think you rigged the vote.
I rigged the vote. When cheddar beat mozzarella,
we heard Liz say I voted twice.
No, there's just if you go and look at the voter registry for the mead and cheese, then you start to come up with a lot of names of people who seem to be very dead,
such as
John Joe Richardson,
who
William Shakespeare,
I think the game's up.
Sean Locke.
Who was a big fan of Mead?
Clement Attlee.
Clement Attlee was the greatest Prime Minister of all time.
Hold on, we've never been through this. Like, Prime Ministers, what cheese do you think they would have had?
What do you think Boris?
Yeah, what do you think?
eats?
I think
He
he's
eats
a big old
gorgonzola.
posh boy. Yeah.
Boris
Think.
definitely eats
Gorgon.
Baby Bells.
Yeah, no,
That's-
I'm
yeah,
with you
no.
there. Baby bells.
Do you think he eats cheese strings?
Yeah.
And do you right? So
Definitely.
he drinks. Like, so if he eats cheese strings, do you think he bites or do you think he peels?
You spoke to
cheese
Martin
bites.
and
I
said,
bite. Yes.
"Hey, nice blue Stilton."
He definitely bites. He's a biter.
He definitely is. He's not gentle.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about Boris Johnson eating cheese anymore.
I keep finding myself thinking about it, and it's just disturbing me more and more.
Just imagine the image of just Boris Johnson there with a cheese streak just biting.
His facial features do look like something out of an Aardman film.
Does
though,
he have
to
to
be
get
fair,
his,
so-
Does he have to get his wife to peel off the Baby Bell shell?
Well,
I
'cause
think he just
'cause he
eats
falls
cheese
asleep with
with
it.
the wax on.
He falls asleep in bed with baby bells all over him, and he just gets the wax attached to
Oh,
himself.
I think he goes into the Commons with a little Tupperware lunchbox with like some Dairy Dunkers in it and stuff.
Oh.
That's what it's made of.
See, like, let's go with like David Cameron.
Right.
He's a
oh.
posh boy, but he has some sort of sophistication about him.
I
think,
Stilton.
yeah, I'm thinking Stilton because he does stink.
Yeah, no, there was a bit controversy around him, wasn't there, back in the day? So
I'm trying to think of a
What about
cheese
Theresa
people
May?
related.
Theresa May, she's a very boring.
Theresa
person.
May wants her cheese strong and stable, just like her government.
Yeah, what's a strong
no.
and stable cheese? That's
So
Made me feel a bit sick.
you've got
Stinking
It's probably mature cheddar, I think.
Stinking Bishop.
yeah, mature cheddar.
Mature cheddar is Theresa May's cheese of choice.
maybe her favourite cheese is a double Gloucester.
Double Gloucester. I don't think I've ever heard of that cheese.
Or maybe that's the favourite cheese of Gordon Brown. What do you think, Tom?
Gordon Brown.
Or is he a
Brown.
Red Leicester guy?
I know. I reckon he's a halloumi man.
halloumi.
Well, he's a Scotsman, isn't he, Gordon Brown? What's a Scottish cheese?
ooh.
That's a
Hold
fair
on.
point. I have no clue.
Let's have a little look.
This is
Red
what we need
Anster?
to find out. That's it. Yeah, that's the one. Because it's red, like the Labour Party.
Yeah. See, Tony Blair though.
Tony Blair, he's like a mild cheddar kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes the cheese and onion sandwich, doesn't he? I bet.
What's the cheese that's most like a war criminal?
Double Gloucester.
Yeah, actually, double Gloucester. That is perfect.
I'm going to go for cottage
It's a very
cheese, to be
mild
honest, because there's
cheese.
nothing good about it.
Cottage cheese.
No.
Jesus Christ.
There's a specific prime minister that I give.
You
Cottage
should be
cheese
charged
to.
for a war crime.
cottage
if you eat
cheese.
Cottage cheese
Actually,
voluntarily.
there's a certain prime minister from a year that had an 8 in it. I think that they would have been Stinking Bishop.
Mm.
What about Margaret Thatcher? What's her favourite
That's
cheese?
exactly the person I just said. Except
Oh,
I put
God.
it in something. I'd actually tried to
Ugh.
hide my bias.
Clement Attlee, what's his favourite cheese?
I
And
think
why
he
is
is
it Red Leicester?
No, it's a mature cheddar.
It's a
nice,
mature
strong
Red Leicester.
cheddar. Where was Attlee from? He was from London, wasn't
Maybe
he?
it's mozzarella. Maybe like pizza.
When was Clement Attlee even about?
He
40.
he
Prime
served
Minister's 45.
between
Just after
Winston
yeah.
Churchill.
Yeah, he
Just
was.
after
So
World War
Winston
II.
Churchill was Prime Minister, then it was Clement Attlee, and then it was Winston Churchill again.
Mm.
Yeah, he was also deputy.
Oh, I
Prime
feel like I
Minister
learned
during
about
the
that in
war.
school, actually.
But
yeah.
Clement Attlee was the Prime Minister who founded the NHS. So
That's one of his name. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did that in school.
What a
Pit
good
the
guy.
elder.
he is the best.
What would Pitt the Elder's cheese be?
Pit the Elder.
Churchill.
What?
Churchill. What is Churchill's favourite cheese?
Oh, you're just gonna skip Pitt the Elder?
I don't even know who the elder is. I'm not even gonna lie.
It was a prime minister, but there was a joke in The Simpsons where Barney's having an argument with a baseball player about the best British prime minister and why it's Lord Palmerston.
It's the Duke of Wellington,
No, it isn't.
because he's the only British Prime Minister who's Irish.
We're just saying words now, aren't we?
Yeah, I know. My brain is just scrambled across history.
That's what we do. We just scramble people's brains.
We do, yeah. What's the Duke of Wellington's favourite cheese?
I don't even know who that is.
No, you've lost me now.
The
Corey.
Duke of Wellington,
I'm
you know, the
lost.
dude who beat Napoleon.
He's Irish, so what's an Irish cheese?
He isn't Irish.
He is Irish.
He's very British.
He's Irish.
He's also dead.
Well, yeah, he was Irish. Let's get up the Duke of Wellington. Yeah.
Get out the
See,
Duke.
sorry, just on a side note, John Major, he strikes me as a very bland person, so I think that might be Double Gloucester as well.
Yeah, but that is not.
That is very clearly Tony Blair, because there's nothing good about it.
Yeah, he's from Dublin, the Duke of Wellington.
Interesting.
So what is his favourite
Where did
cheese?
he grow up?
I don't even know any Irish cheeses, if I'm honest.
I don't either.
Translate cheddar into Gaelic and you'll get...
Anyway, we only have a few minutes left, so I'm going
yeah,
to
we gotta go.
give the official results of this poll, and then I'm
We're
going to
not
get...
signing another sheet.
His favourite cheese was
yeah.
Gubbeen.
And then we're going to have to verify it.
What?
So yeah, what are the results for the Great Cheese
Red
War?
Leicester has won. It has won both on Instagram and
You
Twitter. So that means that let me just read the order. So I, Thomas Jackson, Lord of Hogan Manor, Chairperson of Demon Media, CEO of Hoist Lemonade, hereby declare that through the democratic process held on this radio show, Mead and Cheese, that Red Leicester is now and forevermore Britain's favourite cheese. So that's the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. Red Leicester is the favourite cheese.
Yes.
I'm going to pass this document over to my honourable producer Corey Ress, Vice Chair of Demon Media, and the producer of this
So
show.
I do decree as Lord Corey Kane West of the manor next to Hogan Manor and the Vice Chair of Demon Media.
Vice Chair.
Yes, the Vice Chair of Demon Media. That Red Leicester is the favourite cheese of the United
Wait.
Kingdom, of Great Britain
Corey,
and Northern
we
Ireland.
need to get a photo of you signing the declaration. Give me a moment, because this is like
Just for photo authenticity.
yeah.
I think that's it, isn't it? I think Red
I
Leicester
think
is
that's
the
it.
winner.
I think Red Leicester's the winner.
I'm proud.
Right,
Wanna
Mr.
give it-
Delia.
Yes, I will sign.
Connor, the inventor of this nation's favourite mead is now. Do you verify that Red Leicester is this nation's new favourite cheese?
I
Verified
do.
on this council.
I do. Connor Delia, the founder of Fjord Mead, would like to declare that Red Leicester is indeed Britain's most favourite cheese.
King of France, Hugo.
I'm not happy about this. I'm still back in cheddar, but there we go.
It's a
I
democracy.
feel like I'm signing the Treaty of Versailles.
Health and Safety Secretary Ed
Ironic.
and producer of this show, do you hereby verify that that Red Leicester has legitimately won this vote fairly and squarely, and now is the greatest cheese in the United Kingdom and Northern
I've
Ireland?
made some alterations
I see a
to
forgery.
the thing, so yeah.
So that's all we've got time
I was gonna say,
for
about
on this week's Mead
minutes
and
ago we were
Cheese.
talking about voter fraud.
That is all we've got time for on this week's Mead and Cheese. The winners are Fjord Mead as the best mead and Red Leicester as the best cheese.
We have made history
We're
today.
going. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to Mead and Cheese.
Congratulations,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye. Fuck me, get me outside. I'm bored.
Yeah. It's